I mean, just these names alone, anybody would be happy just to be a part of those. The people that you knew, the family and friends and others, relatives, were they excited? Was the neighborhood supportive? What was that like around you as these opportunities and this exposure was happening for you, Charlene?
It was happening and quickly. And at the same time, I was still working at the Egyptian Theater on Hollywood Boulevard in the box office, selling tickets, and then at the concession counter, selling the popcorn and the candy and whatnot. So I was working there, and then I got a job across the street at a t-shirt shop called Super Shirts on Hollywood Boulevard, where I got a 20 cents an hour raise. And I was working there when I got Dallas, and I had my own apartment on Hollywood Boulevard. And the only reason I was able to rent an apartment being underage is because the manager of the apartment building, back then they didn't really ask questions anyway, but she she was the sweetest thing ever. And she had a bit of a drug problem, and she did some exotic dancing on the weekends. And so she didn't care who she rented to. She was really sweet. So I had my own apartment. I had gotten a mattress. That was the only furniture I had. I found 2 crates in an alley that I covered up with some cloth, and got 2 lamps. So that was my furniture. Mattress with 2 little light stands on these crates. And that's where I was living when I worked at Super Shirts. And I got the part on Dallas, and the manager of the apartment building and a couple of the other neighbors cut out a star on made of tinfoil, and I came home and they put the star on my apartment door, and that's where I was when I got the part of Dallas.
How beautiful is that? Wow, that is something quite special.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful, very heartwarming story. And even before, there was
Who knew more than I did that my life was going to change? I was like, yeah, right, I'm a star. No, they knew it.
Believed in you.
Yeah.
Truly believed in you, right? Like that story with Carol Burnett, with that person that sort of put some money aside, I think, and she was never supposed to reveal who that person was with that little bit of money so she can pursue her dreams too. It's those little things like that really make the magic, I think. And, you are a very inspiring person, considering people who don't know the backstory, the early years and what you've gone through and some of the things you described so beautifully and openly. But it provides hope for others who see a Charlene Tilton and the successes and the fact that, she's a real person, and the fact that, you can be in the glitz and the glamour and everything else, and also get through the things you have to get through in life. And it's very, it's like you're a motivational speaker, because they see that you've lived the real experience as much as being on screen doing everything you've done, which is really an extraordinary dichotomy that you've navigated beautifully, Charlene, to the best of your ability.
Yeah, to the best of my ability is the key. I mean, sometimes I drank my way through it. Sometimes I meditate my way through it. I always pray my way through it, no matter what. Always pray my way through it. But, the older I get, I feel the more centered I'm really trying to become in. If this makes any sense, sometimes you have to fight to be at peace, if that makes any sense at all. Fight for your inner peace. If these crazy thoughts come through your head, which they do mine all the time, you have to grab hold of them, take them down, and say, not now, not now. I get so many thoughts, but you're not good enough, you're not this, all these things, and gotta take control of your mind and your thoughts. Like in AA, it's one day at a time. Sometimes it's 1 minute at a time. It's, just
exactly
trying to be
right.
at peace and present. I remember when I was living in Studio City, I would go to this gas station all the time on Laurel Canyon and Magnolia. And all the time. And I would see the same gentleman that worked there. And I never pay at the pump because I don't use my credit card at the pump. I always pay in cash because they always say your credit card gets
hacked or something, right? Yeah.
So I go in every time and I say, $20 on 6 or whatever. And have a great day. Thank you very much. But I'd watch the people in line, pack of cigarettes. Here's this Slurpee that nobody would say hello, goodbye, thank you, nothing. And there was no eye contact, but every day. And I could be coming from an event or going to an event dressed to the nines with the lashes and all that, or just in sweats with no makeup and a hat on. Still the same reaction. No eye contact, nothing. And finally, and I would always make sure when I was there just to say a prayer for this gentleman who was working so hard that it looked like nobody was even noticing him. And I would always just say a prayer saying, Lord, just bless this gentleman. Take care of him and his family. Just bless him. Let him have a good day today. And finally, after over a year of seeing him every day, thank you very much. Have a nice day. And no response. One day he looks at me, he says, you too. Thank you. It took a year, but I'm like,
a year, but
God bless him. He's a human being in there.
Right.